Shalom. We'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which were well. And salutations to the hopeful elect. You brothers sincerely doing this thing in truth and sincerity. With the brothers of Great Millstone and Lord's will, we're going to get into our doctrine, which our doctrine is prophecy.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 1. Woe unto thee, Babylon, and Asia.
Woe unto thee, Babylon, Asia. Go ahead, what else?
It says, woe unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Yeah, Egypt and Syria. These are all code names, which is going to those actual places, but that's all code names for America. Babylon, Egypt. How is it Egypt? All right, when you read Revelations 11 and 8, it tells you that their dead body shall lie in the place that is spiritually called Egypt. This is a place of bondage. All right? Continue.
It says, gird up yourselves with cloths of sacks and hair.
Yeah, because what? In the ancient time, you put on sackcloth it was symbolic for a time of mourning. All right? Right now, you know, they're approaching the states of mourning. All right? But when full-on scale the prophecy heat the fuck up, it's gonna be that time of great mourning, man. All right, for America.
It says, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
America's destruction is at hand. All right, it draws nigh. All right. Any brothers got precepts? You know what I'm saying? You can just bring them out.
I got a precept.
You got something? Go ahead.
This is Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. You know, so if you're in this truth, man, you should be focused on prophecies, because we know these prophecies has to come to pass in order for the kingdom of heaven to come. You know?
That's right. Also, it says, read it again, brother.
So Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
What's the wisdom of the ancients, man? This truth, man. And we, us being occupied in the prophecies of the Most High, man. You know, just observing all the times. You know, observing the times of the Most High, man. What's going on? Earthquakes, famines, floods, mudslides, fires. You know, all these things is coming to pass, man. These are prophecies, man. But you gotta have a spiritual mind to see these things, man. Right now, you have brush fires throughout certain parts of America. You got floods throughout the earth. You got earthquakes. You know what I'm saying? You got upwards of the people.
You got a precept for you for that?
Okay, come.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
He says, measure thou the time diligently in itself, man. Now is the time to measure and to observe and to see what's going on, man, with a spiritual eye, man. Yeah, bro.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass...
What is part of the sign that's passed, man? Upwards of the people, earthquakes, yeah, read, bro.
Which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Who is the highest? Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah? Right now, what you see going on throughout the four corners of the earth is upwards of the people, earthquakes, famine, you know, floods, people rising up against the government, such as in Venezuela, in Brazil, in Greece, certain parts of America. This country, America, this country, or this corporation, what they call corporate America, is evenly divided, man. 50-50. 50% of these niggas and spics and these Edomites and the rest of the nations are with Donald Trump, and the other 50% is against Donald Trump, man. This is a nation divided, and if a nation is divided, how could we stand, man? Yeah, you got something, bro?
Read this and we're going to go back to 2nd Ezra 16.
Come.
Was it one Nakababa?
No,
It's the one that right there.
It said, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And that's going back to what, you know, Yahweh was saying, man, because again, there's earthquakes that's being that's going on around the world, but your you know, Fox News or CNN is not gonna tell you, okay?
Just the other day, it was a yesterday was a 7.4 on a Richter scale, an earthquake in Russia. You know, and then you got mudslides and floods going on in China. Fires, brush fires in California, Arizona, you know, and other parts of America. You got upwards of the people throughout the four corners of the earth, meaning Venezuela, Brazil, Greece, Argentina, Australia, in the Middle East. Upwards of the people, man.
The reason you're having all them earthquakes is because the so-called white man is killing the planet Earth by digging up for oil.
Right.
Oil acts as a lubricant from the Earth. All right. So when you remove all the lubrication from the Earth, it's fucking with the tectonic plates, man. That's how come you're having all these earthquakes in diverse places. So the so-called white man is fucking up the planet Earth. But guess what? In doing so, he's fulfilling prophecy.
That's right. Because ultimately, the Most High Yahweh is bringing these earthquakes, man. You know.
That precept.
Yeah,
This is Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with earthquakes, which you see going on, a 7.7 earthquake on the Richter scale that happened in Russia, storms, which is going on in China, torrential rain, causing great floods, mudslides, fires. Yeah, but read, bro.
That was it on that.
It says, I'm going to go back to 4, 2 Andrews chapter 9, verse 4. It says, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
And that's you see what's going on right now, bro. We're at the end of this, I'm saying, of Esau, which is the white man's rulership, man. His kingdom is circling in the drain, man. So that's why you see all these earthquakes, these brush fires, these floods, these tornadoes, these storms of tempest, dropping golf size, or even Major League Baseball size hell that's dropping on America. I'm saying on Americans in Texas, Oklahoma, you know, throughout America, man, because we're at the end, man. Upwards to the people.
And Yahweh Shah foretold these things in Matthew, the 24th chapter. So with that, go back to 2nd Ezra 16. But yeah, brother, Zab, you can bring this up.
This is Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Yep, and as the brother just brought out, be occupied in prophecies. When you meditate in this book is full of prophecies. That's what separates this book from the Quran, the Book of the Dead and such. Ain't no prophecies in no books, all right? This book contains the prophecies and the wisdom and knowledge that's going to keep you stable, pursuant to Isaiah the 33rd chapter.
Good.
Continue.
That thou mayest observe and do according to all that is written therein.
Yep, and the scriptures tell you to seek the Creator in the days of thy youth. And in 2 Timothy the 3rd chapter, the scriptures was able to make you wise unto salvation. All right, so you're supposed to come back to this thing as soon as possible, meditating the law, statutes, and commandments, and the prophecies in this book. Go back up.
This is back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, beware your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand, man. It says, verse 3, a sword is sent upon you.
Wait a minute, whoa, that sword is sent. Now you know how many scriptures we could prove that the sword is a sword is a killing instrument, basically. All right, but the chief killing instrument that Heavenly Father is going to use is going to be missiles, man. All right.
It says, a sword is sent among you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Somebody get Jeremiah 51:11 or 15:11 when it speaks about make bright the arrows.
It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Yeah, so the plagues is talking about the martial law, race riots. But the ultimate plague, Zechariah 14:12.
I got it right there. So Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Get in, yeah. My God, get up in there, bro.
Yeah, because you know Jerusalem is a people before it was a place. Okay, so that's talking about the Lord. He's going to use these different nations to send these ICBM missiles to destroy these other nations, destroy America with the so-called white man and the other nations and 2/3 of our people. All right, and it said their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Okay, and that's talking about the destruction. All right. Because you're going to see people, you're going to see people getting destroyed, all right, by that nuclear wind, all right. And it says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, okay. Talking about their future, America is not going to be a future for America, man, okay. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, okay. All the lies, all right, that the so-called white man pushes, all right, on his philosophies. All right, they're going to be done away with. Okay. That's it with that.
All right. So yeah, we just said the place. We just mentioned one of the main places. Anybody got Jeremiah 50?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51:11. Make bright the arrows.
The scriptures.
Go up to Jeremiah 51:9.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, everyone, into our own country, into his own country.
We would have healed Babylon. You got Donald Trump professing we're gonna make America great again, man. How's he going to make America great again? Do the economy, man? But guess what? The economy can't be fixed, man, because this economy is connected. It's a global economy, so it's connected globally, man. So what happens in China affects America. What happens in Japan affects America. What happens in Venezuela is affecting America slowly but surely. So,
what?
So they cannot fix America, man. Because economically, America is on a downward spiral, man. The empire that Esau built through the Bretton Woods meetings in the 50s, man, it's coming to an abrupt end, man. Especially when you're dealing with paper currency, man, that's backed by nothing, man. This is what you call Babylonian money and magic, man. Money that's created out of thin air, man, which is not backed by anything, man. And that's what America is based upon, man. Babylonian money magic, a system that was created by the Babylonians, man, in the 1800s, man. If it's like in the ancient world, if you brothers want to dig into that, man, look up Babylonian money magic system, man, and you're going to find out what I'm talking about, man. How the ancient Chaldeans and the Babylonians dealt in creating money out of thin air, the same system that Esau got today, man.
Yeah, well, they call it fiat currency, which is
which means fiat means worthless, man.
No, fiat means faith. I mean, it's back. Fiat-based currency means faith-based currency. Meaning the only reason this dollar has value is because you believe it has value. All right. Once China collects back its debt on the dollar, and you see that it ain't worth shit, it's gonna be fucked. And one thing you could do in studying history is every currency that has been fiat currency has failed. Going back to the Roman denarius.
Yeah. Is more than that right there, bro?
Yeah. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven. What's her judgment, man? What they doing, man? Homosexuality, lesbianism, feminism, man. First and foremost, what they did to the Lord's anointed, man, the apple of the Most High's eye, by taking out the Gadites, man, the Reubenites, do manifest destiny, smallpox, and bringing over the Negroes, Benjamites, and the Haitians, you know what I'm saying, which are the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, to serve slavery, man. You touched the apple of the Most High's eye. So now you gotta pay for that, man. And you shed blood, man, pursuant to Numbers 35 and 33. And the only way this land gonna be cleansed of the blood is by the shedding of the blood of who shed the blood in the first place, man. And that's Esau, man. Yeah, bro.
The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God.
The Most High brought forth our righteousness. What's our righteousness, man? Observing the Lord's statutes and commandments, man. You know? Come and let us. Read it again, bro.
The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness.
The Lord has brought forth, which is not righteousness, these Lord's statutes and commandments, man. These scriptures, man. Read, bro.
Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God.
Come and let us declare in Zion, which means monument, which representing the children of Israel, man, the work of the Most High. That's why we're on the highways and the byways, man, week in and week out, putting up videos, man, declaring the works of the Most High, man, prophesizing the downfall of Esau, which is the white man, which is the goddamn devil, man, you know. We declare the works of the Most High, man. Read, bro.
Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes.
The Medes.
Medes.
It says make bright the arrows. Now, stop and let us sit back a little bit. It says make bright the arrows. Them arrows represent ICBM nuclear missiles, man. That's going to be seen. That's going to be shot off from all these other nations, man. If you go to Isaiah, it's like if you go to Jeremiah 50 and 9, man, it's going to break it. Break it up, bro.
1 second, let me make a point before you do that.
Come.
It says make bright the arrows because what? In the ancient world, when you shot an arrow off, it will blot out the sun, like in the movie 300. But these arrows that's coming ain't going to blot out the sun. They're going to be bright. That's how we know it's talking about the missiles. Oh, the scriptures also say look like stars falling from heaven.
That's right, bro. Bring out that Jeremiah 50 and 9, bro.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 50 and 9. It's like this is Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
For the Most High said, for lo, I will rise up and cause to come against Babylon, which is America, an assembly of great nations, man. So how they gonna make bright the arrows? It's telling you right here. The Most High is gonna bring an assembly of great nations to come up against Babylon, man, which is America, man. Such as from the north country, such as Russia, China, North Korea, Pakistan, India, Libya, Ethiopia, and then you got countries from the west, such as France, Great Britain, Germany. That's going to come up against America, man. And they're going to assemble themselves against America, and they're going to shoot arrows, which is equivalent to ICBM nuclear missiles. Read, bro.
It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken.
And they shall set themselves in array against her. How they going to do that? They're going to assemble themselves, become an alliance, and they all going to shoot their missiles off at the same time against America, man. Yeah, you're going to have America shooting missiles off against these other countries. Certain parts of Russia going to be destroyed. Certain parts of China. Probably perhaps Pakistan. India. Ultimately, Israel and America, which is the American allies, is going to be destroyed, man. Utterly, man.
I got a quick precept.
Let them finish.
Yeah, because that's going back to them actually hating the whore.
Yeah, go.
But it says the arrow shall be. It says the arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. Matter of fact, let me go back. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Check it out. The arrow should be a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain, because the Most High Yahweh is going to put His spirit on them ICBM nuclear missiles, and they're going to destroy their targets, man. Yahweh is going to be on them. Yahweh is going to have His spirit on them arrows, which are the ICBM nuclear missiles. They hit their targets, man. And none shall return in vain, man. Every ICBM nuclear missile, which is a nuclear missile, is going to hit their target, man.
Yeah, that's funny because the expert actually means destroyer.
That's right.
And that's how we know it's also not talking about actual arrows. If you shot off 200 arrows, some are going to miss. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is put a shield up. But these arrows, the nuclear missiles, it tells you that the Lord is going to be in the midst of the fire. So the Spirit of Yahushua is going to be in the missiles to hit every particular target it has to hit.
So the Malachi 4:1.
That's right. And then you know, actual arrows is not gonna go from one end of the earth to the other.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's right. These are intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. That could release from that could be shot off from Russia and have 4,600 mile radius and hit America, man. Read, bro. You got some read?
Yeah, he got some.
Read that,
Shut up and then Mike Otter can bring out your precept. We'll go back to second.
Huh.
Gather the shields. The Lord had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes.
Read it from the top again,
From the
bro.
top again? All right, fine. Make bright the arrows.
The
Gather,
arrows out of ICBM nuclear missiles. Yeah, bro.
gather the shields. The Lord had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes,
The modern day Russians.
for his device is against Babylon,
That device is against America.
to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord.
That device to destroy America is an ICBM nuclear missile. This is the vengeance of the Lord, man. For what they have done. This land is a bloody land. Pursuant to, like I said, Numbers 35 and 33. Also, Nahum 3:1, man. War to the bloody city, man. And the only way this land can be cleansed of its blood, man, that they have shed, if its blood gets shed, man, and Esau's blood gonna be shed, man. Yeah, bro. And
The vengeance of his temple.
the vengeance of the Most High's temple, man, which is Israel, man.
What up?
This is Ezekiel 28 and verse 7. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. Okay, and that's also going to, you know, how the brother was mentioning that, you know, you have enemies of America, and also you're going to have America's allies also come up against America, man. They're going to shoot their ICBM missiles all in one coordinates to destroy America. All right, and it says that it's going to defile America's brightness, man. Okay, because you know America is known as you know it's the top, you know, one of the, you know,
Top military.
top, yeah. So they're going to destroy all of America's armies, man. All the, you know, the governments, you know.
That was it?
Yeah, that's
All
it.
right, precept.
So it's
All right, go ahead, brother.
bring the precept. We go back to second Ezra.
Ezekiel chapter
Mr.
35.
Big voice up?
Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 9. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Go ahead.
So, you know, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, is going to make, you know, America, you know, a desolate wilderness, man, you know, and his city is not going to return. You know, because Esau, you know, he has so much pride that, you know, he thinks that his cooperation is going to go on forever, man. You know, he thinks that he's going to keep ruling the world. He thinks he's going to bring in that chip, you know, he's going to, you know, ultimately, you know, be, you know, the Heavenly Father himself. You know, but, you know, within the fullness of his sufficiency, according to the scriptures, you know, the Heavenly Father is going to bring all that down, man. You know, so
Yeah, that also goes with Obadiah 1 and 3. Pride of thy heart is deceitful.
That's right. This is back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 6. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood?
These questions are rhetorical.
It
All right? Go ahead.
Or may any man, it's like, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble?
Let me answer it for you. No. All right? Simply saying that these plagues, and you got to understand, the plague that's coming is a spirit. Let me make that
It
statement
says-
again. I gotta make,
it says-
1 second, brother. I said the plague, because the camera cut off. The plague that's coming, that we're reading about, is a spirit. All right? Like when the Most High speaks of spirit of death, spirit of vengeance, these are actual spirits. All right? And the Most High issued them forth. So you can't bring this spirit back. Didn't it?
So, or may anyone quench a fire, I'm saying the fire in stubble, where when they have begun to burn. It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
We just brought that down on Jeremiah, man. Okay, these missiles, when they shoot them off, they ain't gonna. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Once they fire off, they're gonna hit their target. All right. The Russians have stated on Russia Today that they have this missile defense system that even if you hit Russia, their missiles will still go off.
That's
All right.
They got the S-500 defense system, man. That's capable to shoot down any ICBM nuclear missile, man. But you know what? The America got this Patriot defense system that has not been tested. But guess what? You have the Russian military. They have tested the S-400 and the S-500. The S-300 they sold to China and Iran.
Yeah.
So that's been proven. They sold that to China and Iran. But the S-400, I'm saying Iran got it, but the S-500 has been tested and it's been known to knock down ICBM nuclear missiles, man.
Top of the line joints too.
The top of the line, man. So the U.S. Patriot defense system is no in comparison to the S-500, man. And you know what it says? It says, verse 7. I'm going to go back to verse 6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plague.
Yep, these plagues, as we've been saying, has been issued for the Heavenly Father, man. Because a plague, again, is an actual spirit, all right? A spirit of death, vengeance is coming upon America.
It says, and who is he that can drive them away?
Say what you're about to say, but somebody get Amos 3 and 7.
Right? There's no one that can drive off these archers, I'm saying, that's been sent. First of all, the archer is a nuclear silo, man. And the arrow that's in that archer is an ICBM nuclear missile, man. The archer and the arrow that's going to be sent off, and that plague is going to be sent on America and in Israel. But America is going to shoot off their archers too, man. It's going to hit certain parts of Russia, China, and whatever's the most happens to be hit throughout the earth, man. But guess what? They're going to be built up again. But the only land is not going to be built up again is America. Israel is going to be totally wiped off the face of the earth. But guess what? You goddamn elite crackers that's called the international bankers are going to be the first fruits of slavery that's going to build up the land of Israel for the 1/3, man. The chosen elect of Yahweh by Yahweh Shah, man. That's right. Pursuing to Isaiah 24 and 10, man. Isaiah 24 and 17, man. To be exact, man. That's right. You know, it says,
Yeah, this is Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Right, go ahead.
Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah have not done it?
Yeah, so going back to the main topic, these plagues that's being sent is going to be sent from the Heavenly Father. There's going to be all types of death, destruction. I mean, these things, you know, people take it for slack now, but what? Habakkuk 2, the second chapter. All right, those who tarry, wait for it, because it surely shall come. All right?
This is,
1 second, brother. You got something to say?
yeah, I got a quick precept on that plague. This is Zechariah 14 and 12.
Oh, we brought that up already.
Hey, this? Oh, snap, this is spirit. You want me to read it again?
You can read it again.
All right, this is Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now this is Zechariah talking about this thousands of years ago. It's not talking about arrows. So what can possibly have people, what type of heat, okay, can people be consumed away, okay, standing on their feet, man, okay, and their eyes be consumed away in their tongue. Well, that's going back to Terminator, man, okay. They showed you a glimpse, okay, of what's actually come from America, man. Okay, that's by the way of the ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, that's what these scriptures are talking about when it talks about arrows and plagues. Okay,
You got more, bro.
that was it.
So you got something, bro?
He had a piece of.
Oh,
No, go ahead, brother.
no, you go.
Okay, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5,
verse 2, because you mentioned the trumpet, right? So that's for, no, Salat, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
And that's what Donald Trump is saying, man. Donald Trump is saying he's going to make America great again, you know, and he's going to bring peace, you know, throughout the world, you know, with his philosophies and his agenda. But his agenda is that of the elites, the international bankers, so there's not going to be no peace. I don't care what kind of peace Donald J. Trump think he's going to bring. There's not going to be no peace. Peace in the Middle East with the Palestinians and them gutter rats over in our land. Yeah, read, bro.
Yeah, read it from the top.
First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, and sudden destruction.
There's a law concerning the trumpet. All right, the scripture said, "Blow your trumpet in Zion." There's two types of trumpets. All right, you have different. Like I'll give an example. Like boop, 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 might mean war or such. Right. The trumpet that we're blowing right now, as you can see on the show, is a trumpet of war. You know. Go ahead.
And sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
Yeah, because these people are going to be caught off guard, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? Because that's also in the book. What you read? 2 Thessalonians 5?
First Thessalonians.
First Thessalonians 5 and 3.
Okay, so 5 and 1?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Did you read verse 2?
No, you want me to read verse 2?
Yeah.
All right. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly.
Boom, for yourselves know perfectly. Go ahead.
That the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yeah, because what? The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. Back then they had an idea that the Heavenly Father, because as soon as Yahweh stepped on the earth was the beginning of the last days, but they thought the kingdom was going to be established back then. So they knew what time it is, just like we do. So that day is not going to catch us off guard. Go ahead.
For when they shall say peace and safety, and sudden destruction cometh upon them.
As the priest of Howard was going to, you're talking about make America great again. First of all, it's impossible to get out of $29 trillion in debt, man.
It's not going to happen.
It's impossible. Speak for a minute. I want to get a scripture.
It says it's impossible for America to come out of that debt, man. Because that's something that they cannot and will not climb out of, man. Because that's the debt that's stretched throughout the four corners, man. That's a global economic crisis, man. Get read, bro.
Going on, it reads, and sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
That sudden destruction, first and foremost, is some ICBM nuclear missiles. But before the nuclear missiles hit, you got destruction such as martial law, from an economic crisis, which is going to bring forth a famine. Not only a famine in the world, but famine of food, man. Physical food, man. That these niggas and these spics and these peon crackers and the rest of these nations that's in America is going to be fighting for, man. Survival. Read, bro.
So like, go back to that real quick, because that's a key point. Travail upon a woman, real quick.
That travail was talking about.
Want me to read from the top first?
Yeah. Just go back to that travail upon a woman real quick.
And it reads, then the sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman.
Now, this is a question. Can a woman stop her birth when she's 9 or 10 months in pregnancy? No, she can't stop that. So that's definitely going to happen.
So you cannot stop what's going to happen, man. For as this economic crisis that's going to befall America, such as it befell Greece, Brazil, Venezuela. It's going to happen in America, Argentina. So you don't think that the economical woe is not going to happen in America? Read, bro.
But ye, brethren, are not in darkness.
But the brothers that's warning the 2/3 and prophesizing the downfall of America, which are the 1/3, the hopeful governing body of the elect, they are out there warning on the highways and the byways, putting up videos, warning the people of the set destruction that's about to befall the whole world, such as martial law, economical food crisis, famine. It's going to be a famine, man. And all these fucking fat ass proud ass women that think that they all that because they got a nice fat ass with a big fat gut to go with it. And you got these men out there lusting after them. Guess what? You're going to be doing a hula hoop on a Cheerio real soon. And your pride is going to fail you. Because you ain't going to be able to feed your children, nor are you going to be able to withstand the economic crisis and that famine that's going to come. And that's a plague from Yahweh while Yahweh shot. Yeah, bro.
Con. And it says that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light.
All right, now this is going to overtake them as a thief. Now, meaning it's going to catch them off guard. You know, if somebody breaks in your house, they ain't going to fucking tell you. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture says, pray not that your flight be in the winter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, damn, that shit come at you in the winter. You fuck. But pretty much, the precept I wanted to bring out, because the brother had brought out how America, they're trying to make America great again. But it's 29 trillion? When you go to the U.S. debt clock, it's
like 21 trillion.
Which that's even a fall amount, man. Yeah, they said it's over 100 trillion,
man. It's suppressing that right there, man.
Yeah,
so you never know what the real
What?
You never know the real true debt of America, man. Because this economy is manipulated, man. Yeah, bro.
This is Sirach chapter 21, verse 8. He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial. Because what? The scripture says that if you try to build a house with another man's money, you just putting yourself more and more into debt. You know what I'm saying? Which is a fulfillment of prophecy. When you go into the book of Daniel, it speaks about the statue, the one that toes is mixed with clay. That clay is debt, man, and America is known for that debt.
In Habakkuk, it also says they was laden with thick clay.
Laden with thick clay. That's the scripture I was thinking about, brother. Tawada. Laden with thick clay, meaning thick debt, man. All right, America is not known for exporting; it's known for importing. All right. Was it on that, brother? Unless somebody else has something.
I had a quick piece of it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
This is on Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Right.
Yeah, so basically we going into the prophecies in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, and how the Lord is going to send these plagues upon America. And it says who can turn them away? Meaning who could deliver out of the Lord's hand? When the Lord already has a judgment set for a nation, there ain't nothing that nobody could do. There's no defense systems. There's nothing that anybody can do, because He is the Most High. You know.
This is back at 2nd Ezra 16, verse 7. May one turn again the arrows that is shot of a mighty archer.
We're going to go all the way to 15.
All right. It says, no one can turn back the hands, I'm saying, of Yahweh, because the Most High is that mighty hand that's going to shoot off the archer. The archer is Yahweh Shah with them nuclear sirens, man. You know? And them arrows that's going to be shot off is the Most High's weapon of his indignation, man. You know? It says,
I got a quick reason for that. Because it says, can one turn back the hand of the arrows? This is Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth. And this is actually out of Yahweh Shah's mouth. And what will I if it be already kindled?
And exactly, man. And when Yahweh Shah come back, man, it's gonna be already upwards of the people fires throughout the earth, man. You know, people setting fires, man, earthquakes, man, upwards of the people, man. You know, brush fires. There's gonna be already fires already kindled up throughout the earth, man. So when Yahweh Shah come back, man, He's gonna bring the ultimate fire, man, which is the nuclear missiles, man. But it says, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. And who is He that can drive them away? What's that plague that the mighty Lord, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah is going to send? Them ICBM nuclear missiles, man. That's going to be sent upon the world, man. Who can send them, and who can drive them plagues away that Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah is going to send? You got something, bro?
This is Job chapter 20, verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and cometh out of the body. Yea, glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him.
Read it again and break it down, brother. Line by
24.
line.
He shall flee from the iron weapon. So Esau and 2/3, they're going to flee from the iron weapon, man. And as the brothers have been bringing out, the iron weapon represents those ICBMs, those nuclear missiles, man. All right. Going on, it says, and the bow of steel shall strike him true. So it's inevitable, man. You can't escape the Lord's judgment. You can't escape those ICBMs because, as the elder brother mentioned earlier, the Lord is going to put His Spirit on those nuclear missiles to destroy this place, man, to lay this place desolate. And no one's going to be able to escape it, man, except for the elect. Verse 24.
To those guys that follow Bubble Eyes, you can't be taking no plane out of here, man. All right, because these motherfuckers really try to take a plane to Egypt.
Yeah.
Wow. They did that. They did that.
I know.
That's crazy. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. All right, it is drawn. It coming out of the body. In other words, it's coming out from those what you call those
silos.
All right, it is drawn, man. It's being pulled back. Like the brother mentioned, you have an arrow, you pulling back. You're drawing the arrow. You're taking now, you're pulling it back, and when it is drawn, the Lord is drawing those missiles from those silos, man.
Yeah, in other words, He's putting the Spirit on these people to build these missiles, and they're not going to be built in vain. All right. When you make a fucking sword or an axe, you don't just make it to look at it and admire it. You want to use, you want to test this shit, man.
That's right.
You know?
You want to see how far it's gonna go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You got an invention there.
It says, the glittering sword coming out of his gall. And again, that gall represents the silos, man. And the glittering sword is the warhead, all right? Because as soon as before the bomb detonates, all right, you have a process called fission. But the way the bombs are today, it's called a fusion bomb. First you have fission, and then you have another process. Pretty much to the point, it's gonna explode, man. It's gonna cause a lot of destruction. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Another thing too is you can shoot a missile and it hit your head, nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? You have to detonate it. But the thing is, what they do is they detonate it at something called ground zero, which is just above the sky. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna hit the ground and it's gonna detonate above ground zero and create this lake,
And
this
then the
lake-like fire.
And the warheads that's going to come out and destroy, and they're going to bring a destroying wind. Because once it hit in that part right there, wherever it hits, it's going to expand, man.
Yeah.
And that's going to be that destroying wind, man.
And ground zero is not on the. It don't mean actual ground. It means there's a particular part in the sky where it's gonna be able to engulf pretty much.
And those are
the entire
multiple
sky.
warheads, man.
Yep.
That's how it's going to be 200 million missiles, man. Because there's going to be multiple warheads, man. That's going to be expanding, man. Out of the missiles, man.
I got a precept real
1
quick.
second, is this brother you finished?
One more precept.
Go ahead.
26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So, pretty much, how can I put this? Help me here, brother. Help me here.
Read it again.
26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him.
A fire not blown. That's how you know it's talking about the thermonuclear destruction,
okay.
man.
So it's like this. Okay, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? We have a guy sitting down on like a porch, and miles away from ground zero, he just vaporizes just like that. That's what it really means when it says a fire not blown. A fire not blown shall consume him. Yep.
No, man,
That's
this
a
fire,
fan, man.
yeah, but this fire, hell no, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, if you spiritual and you ever go on these scriptures, you can see, okay, come on, man, somebody's gonna
Yeah, exactly.
and blow the fire.
man.
Nah, man, that shit ain't. Like brother said, ain't no thermonuclear missiles don't work with no fanners, man. All right,
It's concentrated fire.
concentrated heat, man.
That's that thing for the
that's
night.
not
I got a quick.
Hold on. Yeah, let me say again.
Okay, this is 2 Peter 3:10, right? It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Yeah.
And that's actually going back to what the brother was talking about in the atmosphere. Is the once that the warheads spreads out and disperse amongst the atmosphere, it's gonna melt the elements, man. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. This is the apostles talking about missiles, man.
Right.
It's gonna explode in the elements. Elements are gonna melt with fervent heat. The elements talking about the air is gonna be hot. That's what caused the nuclear missiles to cause that for everything.
That wind, man.
Yeah,
that
that
wind.
destroying wind that how that was talking about. It says, when the elements are melt with fervent heat, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
That's right, man. And this is going into to back that up into 2nd Ezra 16 and 9. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
You want to say something about?
Yeah, bro. You want to get?
Alright, I'll make a quick point and you got it.
Come.
It says utterly beat to powder. Now, when you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, the Heavenly Father destroyed that with what you call an atomic bomb. All right.
That's right.
Why do we know that? Because it says Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt.
That's right.
Now, if you put concentrated heat to our bodies, all the water is evaporated. We basically pretty much made a whole bunch of water. But if you concentrate the heat enough, it starts to evaporate, and all you got left is salt, man. You know when you let out salt when you sweat?
Mm-hmm.
So when it said beat that, go read that part again?
It says, he shall cast lightning, who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? For the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly broken? I said, beaten to powder.
Beaten to
at
powder.
His presence.
Yeah, so that alludes back to what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. It was
Right,
fucking
man.
literally beaten to
was
powder
beaten
or
to
salt.
powder, yeah,
And that
right.
pillar of salt, Lot's wife, which, not to deviate too much, you could tell that Lot had some type of, you know what I'm saying, he had some type of thing going on, you know what I'm saying? Why, if you was dead ass broke, why would you look back? You know what I'm saying? That's how come the scripture speak about not being joined to this place like that, because when you start investing too much in America, you had that spirit to look back. So you could tell it had a little, still a little something going on. Who knows? But you know, it was enough to look back, and all you had to do was that, and your ass got smoked. You know.
Wait, I'm gonna drop down. All right, come. No, but never get bring that piece back, bro.
This is Isaiah.
Isaiah
13.
And if you
Isaiah
wanna go
13.
down to 15, you go ahead.
Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
That's talking about them nuclear missiles, man. Okay, you want to bring
No,
that
no,
up?
go ahead. No.
That's talking about them when Yahweh allowed these nations, namely Russia and China, to shoot off ICBM nuclear missiles on America, man, and utterly destroy it, man. Because the works of America and all its wickedness have reached to the heights of the heavens, man. So Yahweh, by Yahweh Shah, is set to judge America, man, which is Babylon, which is ancient Egypt, man, which is ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, man, spiritually, man. So Yahweh, by Yahweh Shah, is going to judge America, man, for all his wickedness, man. Yeah, read, bro. There's more.
That's it.
Real quick, brother, you had wanted to make a point. You said, right?
Yeah. Just to re-expound on that on 26.
All right, go ahead and read
Because
that.
when I was reading it, it's like a scenario in your head, like a movie. It says, all darkness, Job chapter 20, verse 26, all darkness shall be hidden in secret places.
Mm-hmm.
Job 20, verse
Lift up
20,
your voice up.
Job chapter 20, verse 26. All darkness shall be hidden in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is loved in his tabernacle, and a tabernacle is a place of dwelling. So when you read this particular verse, it's like visioning. It's like a movie, and the bomb drops, and it explodes, and you have those that are in close proximity. Those people get vaporized, but you have those that are like that's not too close, but further, and they feel like the heat. That's why it says, a fire not blown shall consume him, because really when those bombs explode, like I said, you're gonna have those in close proximity, but then you're gonna have those that's like a little bit
Outside
more
the radius,
further.
outside the
Yeah,
radius.
pretty much. Yeah,
Well, you gotta,
exactly.
like you said, it's like a movie, so you got to put yourself like Job. If Job was seeing a thermonuclear destruction, he would describe it like that, a fire not blown, because at Job's particular time, to have a fire that large,
Yeah,
you need
exactly.
fanners and stuff like so.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like the brother's saying, if you put yourself in Job's shoes, you're like, damn, what the fuck?
And them
is a fire
fans
not-
of them other nations, man. That's going to shoot the missiles off, man.
Yeah, let me just finish off. It says, it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle, because the pressure from the blast is going to be so strong, it's going to pretty much destroy a person that's dwelling, you know, in their home along with the house. You see? So that was just it that I wanted, you know, to expand more on.
Yeah, that's cool. But when you look up nuclear facts, top 10 nuclear facts, they had people that had 30-degree burns from a missile that was tested over 300-something kilometers away. That's thousands of miles away, and they had 30-degree burns, man.
And the radiation too.
Yeah, the radiation. You gotta understand, when these thermonuclear, I keep saying this again through the spirit, when the first death took place, it terraformed the planet Earth, meaning what? Pangea was broken up into like different continents as you see now. But when this second death take place, the Earth is going to be terraformed again. You know what I'm saying? New lands are going to be formed.
It's going to drive the deep, man.
Yep, it's going to drive the deep. Volcanoes create new lands, so volcanoes are going to be, it's just going to be a completely different planet Earth, man.
That's right.
This is Hebrews 12:29. Our God, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, is a consuming fire.
Yeah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is a consuming fire, so what happened?
No, I was holding that. That's
That's
the
the
spirit.
spirit.
Yeah. Which you know, that's really going into, you know what I'm saying, the spirit, you know what I'm saying?
It says, wait, I'm going to go back to 2nd Ezra 16, and this is 10. He shall cast light over, no, I'm going to go down to 11. No, actually 12. The fire quickeneth, and the foundation thereof, the sea riseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. What's the glory of the Lord and the glory of his power? The glory of the Lord is them ICOs. I'm saying them y'all call them UFO. We call them chariots of Israel, man. That's the glory of the Lord, man. Shooting them concentrated laser beams out, man. Yep. And it says, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea riseth up with the waves from the deep. Quaketh. Yeah, quaketh. Yeah.
Which means it's going to shake, you know.
Yeah, come.
Like a jungle.
Yeah, come. It says, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. The glory of his power is them ICOs. You know what I'm saying? Them chariots, man.
You know what that's
IFOs, man. Them chariots, man. Yeah, bring it up, bro.
It says the fishes are troubled. You know what that makes me think of? It makes me think of Isaiah 1 and 3, how the ox knows masters and stuff like that. In other words, even the spirit of the animals, they know what time it is, but Israel doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's right. It says, verse 13, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. That bow is the nuclear silos, man, that hold the nuclear weapon, man. The ICBM nuclear missiles, man. That's the silo that hold that ICBM nuclear missile. It says that his arrows that he shooteth are sharp. Now them ICBM nuclear missiles are sharp, man. For they are laser guided, and they're gonna be spiritually guided by the hand of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. For the spirit of Yahweh is gonna be upon them missiles, and they're not gonna they're not gonna miss their mark. Because you wanna say that. It says, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Meaning from Russia, which is located in the North Country, all the way over here to the Western Hemisphere, which is America, man. Also, China, Pakistan, India, Ethiopia, Libya, all these nations that benefit the bow, man. North Korea, and that bow that they benefit is the ICBM nuclear missiles, man. It says
the ends of the world, right?
At the ends of the world, man.
Yep, the ends of the world is talking. We know that's talking about America because what? The end of the world is California.
This is a wetless hemisphere, the Western Hemisphere, man.
Yeah, from Jerusalem to California would be considered the ends of the world, and it's going to be shot over here in America.
It says, behold, the plagues are sent. What's them plagues, man? Them ICBM nuclear missiles, pursuant to Jeremiah 50 and 9. All these nations are assembled together, and they're going to come against America, and they're going to shoot their missiles off, man. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again. Because once these ICBM nuclear missiles are shot off, man, and detonated, man, you can't tell them, you can't reprogram them to come back in their silo, and that's it. Once they shot off, man, that's it, man. They destined to hit their mark, man. Whatever it is, this is the hit, it's going to destroy, man. Because Yahweh Shai is going to be upon the missiles, man. Every last one of them, over 200 million missiles is going to be shot off, man. That's right. And America is going to be totally destroyed along with Israel, man, where them gutter rats dwell, man. There's a little more, bro. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Because they're gonna be shot off into the, up to outer space, you know what I'm saying, above the firmament, which is the ozone layer, and they're gonna come back down on their designated target, and they're gonna destroy what they are set to destroy, which is America and certain parts of other lands, but mainly America and Israel are gonna be wiped off the face of the earth, man. And it says, verse 15, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. That fire that's kindled is from Yahweh Shai, and they are ICBM nuclear missiles that's going to be shot off from all these countries that's going to assemble themselves in battle array, pursuant to Jeremiah 50:9 against Babylon, which is America, man. And they're going to totally destroy this land, man. Yeah. And leave it the biggest desert in the world, man. And you can't get around that. Your empire is coming to an abrupt end, Esau. You goddamn devils. It's over. The only future for y'all is slavery, man. And you can't get around that, man. 1,000 years of hardcore, rigorous bondage, man.
And those got some precepts.
Revelations, so just to add on to what you were saying. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. So you could, add on.
200,000 is 200 million. And it says the number of the horsemen. Now, certain people out there, for those that's newly, because we got brothers that are newly coming in, that's not talking about actual horsemen, because you have Israelite groups that'll tell you that. All right? It said 200 million horsemen is actually talking about them 200 million missiles, the nuclear warheads that's going to be shot from, different countries on America. Continue.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire.
Breastplates of fire, all right? And, horse is indicative of power, and these missiles have great power in them. All right, go ahead.
And of Jason and brimstone.
You gotta lift up your voice, huh?
And of Jason and brimstone.
Mm-hmm.
And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions.
The heads of lions, man. Meaning what? The bulk of the power of the nuclear missile, yeah, there's power in the tail because it flies, whatever. But the head, the nuclear warhead, that's what it hurts. You know what I'm saying? That's what packs a major punch. Continue.
And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Out of their mouth issued fire, smokes, and brimstone, man.
That's the warhead.
That's the warheads. You know what I'm saying? Because what? That's what. Without the warhead, pretty much you're just shooting off a rocket with, with nothing. It's the warhead. It's the missile. That was it.
Yeah, more.
Go ahead.
By these 3 was a third part of men killed.
And what's the third part of men? All right, that's talking about you Edomites. All right, because what? Going back into the garden, you have the sons of men, the sons of God. Let me say that correctly: the sons of God, the sons of men, and the sons of the wicked. All right, so the sons of the wicked is you so-called devils, you Edomites, man, and that's the third part of man that's going to get utterly burnt the fuck up. All right, go ahead.
By the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths.
Yep, that's again the topic of the main show is the missiles, and when America get hit, the Edomites, pursuant to 2nd Ezra, is that 9? No, 6 and 9, 6, 7 to 9, is going to be the downfall of your kingdom. Yo, the Most High bad, man, because he
Bad.
created your destruction. He gave you the instrument to kill your fucking self. Go ahead.
Sword.
For their power is in their mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and their tails.
The tail is the propellers. Thank you, brothers. Go ahead.
And it says, for their tails were like unto serpents.
Yeah, when they,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? When it look like,
that smoke.
yeah, exactly, the smoke too. Mainly the smoke throughout, brother. It looked like a snake. You know what I'm saying? Again, you gotta visualize how would you best write this down if you were seeing it, because the Apostle John, I'm gonna say this, in another dimension, America is already destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So the Apostle John was there, man. He
saw
was,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
Bring on, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
And with them they do hurt. What's the word? Hurt is an understatement. Because they're gonna do this.
Ain't the word, man.
Once so that hurt. No, this shit is gonna be.
I got a precept to go with that. Let me say
I'm
real
gonna have to
quick.
look up the Greek word hurt, man.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1.
Oh, yeah.
For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. And that day that's going to come is when all these nations gather themselves together against America and shoot up ICBM nuclear missiles. Over 200 million missiles, man. And it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall... For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, because Esau started with Donald J. Trump as a proud devil. They are proud as fuck, man. And then you got the 2/3 of Israel that they proud, man, riding around their fancy BMWs and they Cadillacs and they what you call that, the Mercedes Benzes, man. They proud as fuck, man. These rappers, these actresses, man, these actors, man, they proud as fuck, man. Among our nations, man. It says, for in order proud, start from Esau on down to the 2/3, and let us do wickedly from Esau also to the 2/3 shall be stubborn. And what shall be stubborn? What's gonna make them stubborn? ICBM nuclear missiles, man. You can't get around that, man. For the day shall burn as an oven, man. And what's that? And what's made up of nuclear missiles? Concentrated fire, man. And nuclear missiles is made up of fire, man. That's it, bro. It says, hold on, it's a little more. It says, and that day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, which is the Lord of armies, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Because once Esau get taken out of his power seat, they're going to come back and their uncles, their nieces, their nephews, their sons, then they're going to come back into power, man. That's it for them, man. The only thing that's slated for them is slavery, man. Come on,
That's so funny. That's how you know the elites have their sorcerers or warlocks and witches study the scriptures, because they got they actually have, they're digging into the ground, going back to Amos, okay, and they're building bunkers, man. Why? Because they can't negate what's actually going to happen in these scriptures, man. Because they know that the day shall come that shall burn like an oven. And we already know, and the scripture's not talking about the oven in these days. The scripture's talking about the oven in back in the days where you put some bread in there and cook in 5 minutes, fervent heat, man. Which shall neither
leave a root nor branch.
Which shall leave you root no branch, man.
Ain't no coming
back. That's a heat. That's a different type of heat.
Wow. Hey, you know what just came to my head? It said leave them neither root nor branch, right? The branch is, outside and the roots at the bottom. So even those at the top and even those at the bottom.
It goes at the bottom. It's the moisture.
It's going to burn them all up. No root, no branch, man.
Because the bunkers is in the bottom.
The bunkers is
the root.
Wow,
yeah. Because the root is you niggas. It's like you Edomites coming back with your ancestors coming back in the power, man. That's the root of your, man. Your power structure. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestral background. Your forefathers coming back in the power, man. And the branch is your, the root and the branch is your power structure, man, basically, man. Your uncles, your nephews, your forefathers, your brothers coming back into power, man. Ain't gonna happen, man. They're gonna come back for perpetual slavery. That's all.
You got a precept? Yeah. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. You know, because all these the heathen nations, they're not afraid of America no more. You know, back in the 60s, that's when America was at their peak. You know, all the nations feared them. They were the #1 superpower. But now all these other nations, they have nuclear missile capability now. You know? Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You know, and America is considered a mighty nation. You know, so all of these heathen nations that the Most High controls, they're gonna launch their arrows, which is the nuclear missiles, and destroy America, which is Babylon the Great in the scriptures.
Yeah, so to the cause that mighty wants to come down, so about the angels.
The mighty ones.
The angels will come down with Angel Michael. I got a quick precept. This is Revelation 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous. Seven angels having the 7 last plagues. They go to plagues again. For in them is filled up the wrath of Abba Yahweh. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. Okay, and that's actually John seeing have himself and the elect being beat up in the chariots, and they're looking down from the chariots. Okay, and you're seeing the globe mingled with fire, especially America, man. It says, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name. And that's talking about the elect, man. So he was actually in the chariots looking at the elect, low room that all of us brothers and all the brothers that from GMS and the folk on the earth be part of that number. Out of the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High power. You know, that's talking about this truth.
Yeah, and the sea of glass is the ozone layer.
And the sea of glass is the ozone layer.
Above the ozone layer, in them chariots, watching the destruction take place, man, at the same time of the elect being beamed up, man. And that's a scary sight.
I got a quick precept with that real quick, because I must needs to get this.
Hey, why you get that, brother?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. It says, For he had given certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements.
Yep, so the Most High gave certain wisdom, you know, how the world was made and the operation of the elements. So for you to create something like a nuclear, hey man, I don't know how to do that. None of us are back here know how to do that. The so-called white man has his Sirach 101, Baba Kashab.
No, do that. The Most High put that. He said, behold, he created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire, man. He created these scientists, man. He gave them the wisdom to create this destruction, man.
Yep.
This is Sirach 1 and 1. All wisdom cometh from the Lord.
All wisdom coming from the Lord. So the Most High put the spirit on the so-called white man to understand the wisdom of the elements, how to manipulate it and create. Who the fuck will think about that? To split. And it's crazy. What's crazy about it is the smaller the atom, the smaller the molecule you split, the greater the destruction. You know what I'm saying? So a nucleus is smaller than an atom. You know what I'm saying? Splitting that by bombarding it with uranium and such creates a greater destruction than splitting an atom. That's great wisdom that the Most High gave the so-called white man.
I got a quick precept. I'm
going
to read it.
There's a little bit more on this. There's a little bit more.
Yeah,
verse. It says, and is with him forever.
And is with the Most High forever. So any particular wisdom you get, whether it be righteous, wicked, whatever it's for the Heavenly Father's purpose, man. All right?
And this is going back to Revelation 15. This is a precept for Revelation 15. This is Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Yeah, who's the Lord talking about? His people, okay? Which is so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right? Because when that destruction comes, all right, for the ones that's going to be a part of the elect, they're going to be beamed up. All right? So the Lord said,
it says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee.
Yeah, shut thy doors about thee, okay? Because he's going to destroy America, man. They said that America's going to be destroyed within an hour, okay? So when that righteous anger, that indignation happens, all right, the elect, they're going to be in the chariots, man, all right, watching the wicked, okay, so-called white men, all these other nations, and 2/3 of our people being destroyed. Yeah.
Hide thyself as it were for a little moment.
Yeah, that little moment, like I was saying, you know, that hour, okay, that's America's gonna be destroyed, man. It's gonna take a half an hour for the missiles to be shot over here, and a half an hour for this whole place to be destroyed, man. Okay.
Until the indignation be overpassed.
Yeah, that indignation, okay, that righteous anger that the Lord has on, you know, on America, okay, all right, starting with the so-called white man, these other nations, and 2/3 of his own people.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
You brothers got any more precepts?
Yeah.
And I got it, son.
Yeah. So let them know.
This
man.
is
Punch out the spirit.
This is 2 Peter's 3 and start at 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, okay, America being destroyed, all right. What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, man? Knowing that this place is going to be destroyed, man. All right. What manner of persons shall you be? You should be, you know, being in circumspect, you know, looking around, you know, watching out for prophecies, keeping up with current events, all right, linking up with the brothers, you know what I'm saying, and always staying in the spirit, man, because, you know, this place is about to be destroyed, man, all right, this is nothing. Seeing then, this is verse 11, seeing then that all things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, man, okay, because knowing that we know that America is going to be destroyed, all right, we're supposed to be, you know, watching out for prophecies, you know, keeping up with current events, all right? Because here in America, you know, it's nothing here, you know. Us brothers, we hasten the day for Yahweh Shah to destroy this place, okay? And it reads on, it says, looking for and hastening onto the coming of the day of the Lord, the day of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, okay? And the heavens meaning these kingdoms, you know, America, China, you know, all these other nations that's going to also feel the effect of the Most High's wrath, okay? Because it's not going to only be America that's going to be destroyed. It's going to be other certain parts of the other nations that's going to also be destroyed along with America, okay? And it says, being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, okay? Anything that's you can see, that's tangible, you know, is going to be destroyed, man. Okay? All right? And then it says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelt righteousness, okay? Because we know that, you know, a new heaven, meaning that it's going to be a new kingdom, all right? New earth, meaning a new society, okay? It's not going to be no more, you know, pollution, you know, you see chemtrails, you know, the water's polluted, all right? It's going, everything is going to be like, you know, brand new again, okay? Just like how, you know, it was back in the Garden of Eden, all right? How the Lord had it where, you know, everything was perfect. He's going to make it perfect again, you know?
Scriptures his eyes have not seen.
Yeah, planet of the Israelites.
Yeah, planet of the Israelites.
Planet of the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? That's right. Yeah. So that's a beautiful thing to say. You bring it out, bro.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the companies in ship and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Yeah, so pretty much all y'all, they were talking shit, you know, scoffing. You know, the day is gonna come, you know, and the day is coming fastly approaching when the Lord is gonna, you know, just drop, you know, bring great judgment, you know, and just burn up this place. You know, and all y'all were laughing now. You know, just keep laughing because when they miss out, them blast off. You understand? The most Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and we gonna get the last laugh. You understand? It's just simple.
Read that again, brother.
Yeah, read that one more time.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
It says in 1 hour, so great riches going to come to naught because America is the beacon of light, you know, for all the commerce that's being brought forth, you know, because America is not they don't export, but they don't import. They don't export, they import. You know what I'm saying? So all the great riches that's being imported in America is going to come to naught once some ICBM nuclear missiles detonate and fuck this country up, man.
That's why the nations are gonna be crying, man.
You know these nations, you know these other nations that's been doing business with America, is going to sit far off.
Mhm.
That's like in the days of old, then the time when Abraham saw the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah from far off,
Yeah.
man. You know, it's going to be the same thing from back then to now. One to the body, it's going to be televised through via satellite, man, and internet and cable. You know what I'm saying? They're going to televise the destruction of America, man. And all these nations going to mourn for America, man.
Yeah, not because they give a fuck about it.
Because they was making money off the society.
Exactly.
And I got a precept to go right along with that. You got more on that right there, bro?
Yeah, just one more.
Yeah, come on, bring it
Just
out.
add on to what you
Yeah,
were
come
saying.
bring it up.
It says, 18, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Yeah, so again, like the elder was saying, these other nations out here, they're gonna be, crying, bewailing for America, man, because they were, part, of America's, upliftment, man, in terms of finance, glory, so on and so forth. So that was all I was just wanting to add on.
It says this is back in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse, it says 15 and 16. A fire is kindled and should not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, man. And that's dealing with the destruction of America, Israel, certain parts of China, Russia, Pakistan, India, all these nations that slave for destruction, man. And it says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, that mighty archer is Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man. Returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. And them plagues that's going to be sent upon the earth are them ICBM nuclear missiles, man. Over 200 million missiles that's going to utterly destroy and rock this earth to and fro and make this earth rock like a fucking drunkard, man.
It's going to be an actual overkill because you got to remember, this is going to be the last destruction that you ever going to see. So the Lord, He's going to put out, He's going to have His, He's going to put His oil in this. You know what I'm saying? He going to put out the woodworks and destroy this place, man.
Yeah. And that's actually for Al 6.
Yeah,
That's right. And it says,
You just read it through.
woe is me, woe is me. This is Ezra saying when he saw these visions, woe is me, which means destruction is me. Destruction is me. It says, who will deliver me in those days? That shows you that reincarnation exists, man, because Ezra is back today, man. And these days that he's talking about is fastly approaching, man. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The powers of these other nations, man. That's in rulership along with Esau, man. They're going to stand in great fear when Yahweh Shah begin to shoot these missiles off, man. Cause these nations to shoot their ICBM nuclear missiles off, man, and bring destruction upon this earth, man. It says, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? It says, verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. And them anguish and them that famine, which is a lack of bread. And it says, and the plagues, which are diseases such as cancer, AIDS, Ebola, hepatitis, and whatever disease that's known, that's out there on the record books, man. Those are plagues, man. The ultimate plague is the ICBM nuclear missiles, man, that's going to be sent upon America, man. It says, in all the other nations, it says...
Amendment means correction, too.
Because amendment means correction. It's sent for correction. The only one that was to receive correction are the 2/3, man, are the children of Israel, man. And the 2/3 is not going to receive correction, so that's going to the 1/3, man. The chosen government body of the children of Israel, man. The elect, man. The first fruits are the children of Israel, man. They're the only ones that's going to receive, correction, man.
Yeah, and there's a scripture in the book of Sirach that tells you that as his judgment, sorry, as his mercy is great, so is his correction.
Come.
And we're reading about his correction now.
That's right. It says, behold, famine back at 2 Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, which is correction. But for all these things, they shall not turn away their wickedness. For all the destruction, all the calamities, for the ICBM nuclear missiles coming and detonating, these Edomites, which are the white men, is not going to turn away their wickedness, man. They're still going to blaspheme the Most High Yahweh Shah. They're still going to commit wickedness. And any ject that's around, that's a part of the 2/3, they're still going to indulge in their wickedness, man. It says, behold, verse 20, that was it right there. Verse 20, right?
Read the part that says, nor be always, you gotta finish it off. Verse 20, you gotta finish it off.
It says, but for all these things, they should not turn away their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. They ain't gonna know from whence it's coming, man. All these scourges, why the Most High, Yahweh Shah, is sending these plagues upon America. Why Yahweh Shah is bringing death and destruction.
In other words, you're not going to repent.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's going back to Isaiah 6 and 9, because the Most High actually blinded their eyes, and stopped their ears, man. And that's actually wow, that's a sickness, man. Because for you to go through all those things and not to wonder why the Lord's not, why this is happening to you, and not ask the Lord for mercy. That's right. That's a wow, man.
This is spiritual set of sickness, man. Me and this brother had done a show on the fact that we already got a taste of that spiritual power because we healing brothers from sickness, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's the spirit, man.
This word is really a form of spiritual power, man. To pull a demon off somebody, it takes power, man. So, hey, brothers, you know what I'm saying? Don't undermine this knowledge.
And just to know all those things that the brother just read, and you don't have that hedge of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah on you, man. You fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's a scary thing, man.
So, any brothers got anything else? We're going to close it out.
Close out, bro.
No, you got anything else? Anybody's got?
You got something to say, brother?
No, that's it. That's
okay.
It.
You got something, bro?
No.
You got something, bro? Anybody got something else to say?
I'll bring up one more.
You bring up one more, man.
There's 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time has come that judgment. 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The house of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the brothers in the truth. So the Most High through His Son and the angels, they're gonna sift out people that's not right. They're gonna be watching. They're gonna begin at the heads. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel? The 2/3. The forelost, the brothers that come up with their own breakdowns and stuff. Verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Because, we're going to be beamed up, Lord willing, simultaneously, and the missiles is going to be coming down. So you don't want to be partaking in that. And then, it says, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? They're going to be destroyed.
Can you visualize that? You got to have them. You got to visualize that destruction come at the same time as the 1/3 of the children of Israel is being beamed up. Can you visualize that? At the same time, the missiles is coming. Yahweh Shah and shooting them concentrated fire and them laser beams at you wicked niggas and you other nations, man. Let's visualize that, man. That's something for your ass to visualize, man.
It says scarcely be saved. Imagine you're underwater drowning and you're on your last breath. Somebody pull you up like that. You just scarcely fucking saved, man. So it's
saved, man.
You know what I'm
Imagine that. That's a scary thing, man. You see, I see them nuclear missiles, man. Everybody going crazy. And you just being beamed up at the same time. You seeing people getting burnt up.
So that means that that means that you're gonna see the missiles coming, man, and you're gonna wonder if you're gonna get beamed up.
And then you get beamed up simultaneously as you see the destruction coming, man.
Feel the heat. Wow.
Man, that right there is a scary feeling, man.
Yeah, man. Most are dramatic, You're very theatrical. You watching the movie, you don't hear shit about to blow up. Like, you got a 5, 4, 3, and these motherfuckers can't see this.
And then, at the same time, the bomb coming, people getting beamed up, man. That's a beautiful sight, man. Also, it's a scary sight.
That's why the scripture said that, don't worry about how the unrighteous are going to perish.
Just worry about how the righteous
is going to be saved.
Real talk, brother. The righteous Because the righteous is going to be scarcely saved, but the wicked is going to perish horrifically, man. And that's something that you don't want to be a part of. That's all we got, bro. That's all.
God, that's it.
All right. So with all that, hey, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, true well, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Maki.
Shalom.